And welcome in to our first game here of the 2025 East Coast Ice Battle. This morning, our first game here at the Uni Surface at 8 o'clock starting time. We have the NB Ice taking on Xtreme Hockey 2017 born. And about all set to get ready for puck drop. As we get our officials entering the ice surface. And here we go, all ready, set to go. Both goaltenders ready, 12 minutes on the clock. And here we go, puck is officially dropped here at the Dieppe Uniplex for the first game. Taken around by Richard. He goes cross ice as they traverse into the neutral zone. Working in, Richard still barely with possession. Curling around, that's Privé rather. Trying to pass it out in front, the shot, they score! And it's Zach Calmier that gets the NB Ice on the board early in this one, just 20 seconds into this first game with a beautiful pass taken from Mika Privé. It's Zach Calmier that finds himself open in the slot and lifts it over the shoulder of the goaltender to make it 1-0 NB Ice, just 20 seconds into this game. Privé again had worked his way into the zone. Shot back out against the wall, working his way back in this Calmier, the goal scorer. Trying to work his way here by Harry Babb. Back Privé. Up the hash marks. He was tied up there by King. As Xtreme Hockey, they're trying to leave the zone. McCarthy trying to clear it in. He's blocked in at the wall by Cadigan. Shot back by Babb, takes a weird hop off of Calmier. Going back for it is Penny on the defense. Penny, it's stolen behind the net. Pass it in front. Privé with the shot. The Ice try to work their way out. Still kept into the zone here by the Ice. Cadigan battling at the line was Calmier. Tried to zoom out with it. And now goes out to center. Working it back in was Cadigan. Looked to have been tied up. Now the Ice go back the other way. Shot in by Richard. Working back to the line, kept in by Scott. Xtreme Hockey bring it out with speed, work it up. Keeley with a dangle, the shot turned away by the pad of Felix Lemay. Pass it in front, another shot deflected, and another great save made. A weird deflection out in front, but again held out. So still a 1-0 NB Ice lead. Ice once more, clearing the zone. They work their way at about the blue line. Shot back into the NB Ice blue line. Trying to bring it in is London of the Xtreme Hockey. There's a sharp angle shot that hits off the side of the net. Going behind the net is Galway. Was poked free. This one to be held in at the line by Martin. Off deflection goes outside. Bringing it in with speed is Bennett Haley. And a little jumpy as they are offside. As we reach just 9.5 minutes left to go in the first. Current score, NB Ice 1, Xtreme Hockey no score. So that goal is from Zach Cormier. The assist to Mika Prive at 11:40. Our starting goalies tonight. Here come the ice with a quick chance. The shot, it's just elevated above the net. They go battling out in the corner. Xtreme Hockey trying to clear it out. Kept it at the hash marks as they curl back. Again, shot up against the wall. This time they'll get to the blue line. Held in by McCarthy. Prive working his way in, taken down. And it looks like we'll have a penalty call. An accidental trip coming up for the Xtreme Hockey. And we're going to see our first man advantage of the game here. So it'll be a 2-minute power play here for the NB Ice. And that's going to be number 22, Ben Nicholas, getting his stick in between the skates of an ice player. Just an accidental trip here. Turnaround shot that doesn't make it towards the net. Another try as they go behind the net. Still battling with it. Side of the net action. Poked right loose at the line. Xtreme Hockey trying to clear the zone. Ice keep it in for now before it's sent out into the neutral ice. Back with it for the ice, number 27, Brody Smith. Passing it along and try to get that to his defense partner, Male. Smith taking it back. Male trying to go up the wall. It just squeaks by Manning of the Hockey. They'll now go to their own blue line. Trying to send that across over to Keeley. Intercepted, walking in. Here's a shot coming up for Bouchard. That's off the iron. And a beautiful chance here on the man advantage. It hits off the iron from number 8 of the NBA's, Benjamin Richard, and an icing call coming up. Just a minute 07 to go on our man advantage, and that's going to be a face-off coming outside the zone. The NBA is currently up in shots. They lead by a score of 3-2. And the first shot happening to get by Nathaniel Flight in the hockey net. A shot that he couldn't really do much on. It just gone over his shoulder. But since then has been solid out in that net. NB still within the zone. McCarthy at the blue line trying to go across, and that pass had just missed. It's Penny getting the deflection on it, now trying to circle by Prive. Penny taken away by Prive. Working in the middle, set to the slot, and it's sticked away by Flight. Back to the blue line. Waiting, pass across McCarthy. Sam McCarthy stepping in with a shot, almost deflected, but just wide of the net it'll go. Working his way out in the corner. Williams waiting, poked off to the blue line. Back down, that other one will go behind the net. Picked up there and circled by Male, right loose out in the slot. It went just right through the blue paint. McCarthy going to have another try at it. See made by Flight. Another try. It looked like he had it covered, but it'll now go out to the blue line. Another chance. And that'll be gloved down by Flight out in the net. So power play with 1 second on there. Nicholas is going to have to wait until he can exit the box. And here we go now, power play expired. Nicholas out of the box, 5-on-5. Xtreme Hockey, they cleared outside, just goes out the blue line. Here's Nicholas right out of the box, was almost sprung perfectly. Skating back forward is Savoie. Nicholas, who's fresh out of the box, behind the net, had tried to put that out in front. And that just slipped off his backhand, will be taken away by the NB Ice. They work out of the zone. Smith, once again, prevailing, taken down by Nicholas. And this one's shot out by the Xtreme Hockey. And this one's going to go for icing. Here at just 6.5 left to go in period one. Shots are 6-2. And if you're just tuning in, that first goal and the only goal for the NB Ice was scored by Zach Cormier with the assist from Mika Prive. That happened just 20 seconds into this game. And there have been no goals since then. 6-2, the shots in favor of the NB Ice here in this one. Face-off's going to go to the right of Flight. This one won by Theo Smith and the Extreme Hockey as they break out of the zone. Sliding to his feet, but still making a move with it was McDonald. Bringing it back in for the ice, Zach Cormier. He's got the goal in this one so far. Pass out in front, loose, going around the net with it. Wraparound attempt, and just missing it. Hits off the post. A beautiful wraparound attempt made by Benjamin Richard. He's had a couple chances so far in this game. Ice. Keep it in the zone. Hovering at the blue line. Privé waiting, trying to pass that one off to the middle. Breaking his way in. The shot made, and that one never got through by Williams. And it looks like they did get a goal on that. Took my eye off of it for just a second. It'll be 2-0 now in favor of the NB Ice. It's going to be Louis McDonald with the assist to Mika Privé. He has 2 assists so far in this game. Shots now 7-2. Bringing it in. McDonald. That's Williams, rather. Had worked his way in and stumbled with it as the Extreme Hockey get it outside the zone. Marais chasing back for the ice. This one looks like it's just not going to be icing. Here's Marais. Working back with it. Leaves it off for his D partner, Savoie. Savoie clearing outside the zone. This one just hops over the stick of Heath. And shot back by the Extreme Hockey. This one past Marais. That one to be taken up by Savoie, going behind his own cage. Trying to see the outlet pass and scuttle on the hash marks. Backhanding into the middle. It hops and just was on Heath's stick for a second, but taken away. A little bit of a fan shot that was taken away by Haley and put back into the zone. Working his way in is Nicholas. Nicholas throwing that out in front, and that one had went just behind the stick of, I believe that was Smith out in there, looking at the high slot. Ice regroup. Pass just out of the reach of Smith. Held in the shot attempt from Young. And that one never made it through into the cage. Shot back in by Galway. Savoie with it for the ice. Moving his way into the corner. Heavy forecheck coming from Nicholas. And there as well as Young. Moving it around. Wyatt Williams trying to exit the zone. This one held in. Manning and just couldn't quite get a shot off. Nicholas trying to turn around and get it. Stumbles and falls. Move back in. Smith going back for the ice. Again, he has some pressure from Nicholas and Young of the Extreme Hockey. Smith put out about to the Extreme Hockey blue line. It's Nicholas skating back with it against McCarthy. Nicholas working with a shot, and that had been blocked off the feet of McDonald. NB Ice worked their way out with it. Williams cutting in. He was poke checked off by King. King, who makes the safe play, dumps it in. He'll go around the net. McDonald waiting. Weaving around his own teammate, Vincent Savoie. Moves around one member of the Extreme Hockey, and that one held up and taken away by Keeley. Makes a soft dish off over for number 17, Cadigan. Pass to the middle. That had ramped off the stick of King. That one on for Martin. Cutting around, waiting, and shooting. That was just wide of the net. That was Keeley, rather, not Martin. Cadigan throwing that out into the face-off circle, trying to get it to his feet. Is Keeley with the shot. Rebound, and just send wide of the net. Beautiful chance. Extreme Hockey gathering some momentum. That was Darcy Cadigan just putting that wide. He was waiting, right place and right time. Just a bouncing puck. Cadigan up against the boards with Richard. Moves it by Privé and will now go behind for McCarthy. McCarthy up against the boards. Held in at the blue line by defenseman Penny. Extreme Hockey getting a lot of offensive zone possession. Trying to move and keep this one in is King. Banked up against the boards, it's Edwards. Getting it out past the blue line. Skating back with it. Keeley doing a lap in the neutral zone before bringing it in. He's taken down, and that's going to be our first penalty call against the NB Ice. Held down and stomped by Vincent Savoie, and we are going to have our first penalty call against the NB Ice. Extreme Hockey will be headed to the man advantage. And accidentally being tangled up with a man. Evan Keeley had done a great job of bringing it into the zone. He's just taken down. And the hockey will be headed to their first power play. So it's Mika Prive heading to the box. He's going to get 2 for tripping at 2:25, has 2 assists and 2 penalty minutes to go along with it. Let's see if the hockey can finally get on the board. They've had an extremely impressive last 3 minutes, all in the NBI zone. Taking the faceoff was Theo Smith. That one not done upright, so we'll try that one again. Face off, one cleanly. Smith to Galloway with the shot, and that one had just found its way wide of the net. Smith gonna keep it in. That was taken away by Henri Savoie. Put up against the boards. This one just past London to be held in at the line by Martin. Theo Smith on it in the corner, throwing that out. Tipped out in front, poked away. And another chance that just went through the crease. Felix Lemay making a good job to poke one far away from his net. There's a shot. It's deflected on net, but blocked by the stick of Lemay. Backdoor pass. Here's a shot that just misses the net. Xtreme Hockey buzzing in the NBA zone. This one held in at the line. Galloway, backdoor one-timer attempt, just sent wide of the net by London. And finally cleared out by the NBIs. What a last couple minutes it has been for the Xtreme Hockey as they quickly make their way outside the zone. Bringing it in up towards their blue line. Galloway moving up with speed. Across, Smith with the shot, saved by LeMay, and redirected wide of the net. McCarthy, fresh off the bench with the green blade tape. Trying to move his way out, trying to pass it over to Smith. Just held in at the line, barely by Martin. Another try. Martin's going to again hold the line. Martin waits, fires through traffic. This one blocked it in front, never made it through. Galloway of the Xtreme Hockey up towards the blue line. London waits, tries to pass it to the middle, deflected. Here's Haley with the shot attempt, blocked out in front by Savoie, Vincent Savoie of the NBIs as we get down to our last minute of period 1. Flight's going to leave it off for his D-man. Moving back with it, taking his time, laying a nice toe drag, getting outside the zone. Right here is number 87, Bennett Haley, to make a nice pass. Smith with the shot that flutters its way over the net. Less than 20 seconds left to go. Ice struggling to clear their zone. They're up to a 2-0 lead, but lately just been all Xtreme Hockey as there's an icing call. And we will now head down the ice with just 10 and some left to go of period 1 of the 2025 East Coast Ice Battle. Tie up off the draw. Here, we're getting in with a shot that hits the side of the net. And taken and shot out by Williams. Ice are going to get outside the zone. Get past one defense. Prive was just poked off. And that'll end our first period here on MST. Your score, NBI's 2, Xtreme Hockey, no score, but they've had a lot of momentum in the second half of the period. Period 2 is coming up next. And back for the start of period 2. This one quickly won by the NB Ice. Like they did last period, they started off the period hot. Then the Xtreme Hockey took that second half and just couldn't pull one behind the red line. Cleared it by Manning. Shot across. Edwards will find it at the red line. Makes a nice toe drag before trying to move that over to Privé. No one taken away by Nicholas and shot out to the middle. Nicholas so far has played a very defensive-minded game for a forward, applying some forecheck and stripping opponents from the puck in the middle of the ice. And here he comes across the blue line. Defenseman falls, and it's taken away by Privé, diving to his stomach. Edwards. Moving it around. The ice will now exit their blue line. McCarthy going back for the NB Ice. Bring it out, just passes, bring it line. Will clear the zone before sending that off to Cormier. Zach Cormier trying to move his way into the zone. He was tangled up there with Manning. The Xtreme Hockey take possession. It's Branton trying to throw that up into the neutral zone. Brought back in by Cadigan. Working his way in is Keeley with the shot. Turned away by LeMay. And again, the Xtreme Hockey have played amazing in the latest moments of the game. Here's Keeley again walking in with the shot, but LeMay stands tall like a goalie from the 60s and makes the save. King working his way in, trying to move his way to the slot area, but taken away by the ice. They'll work their way up past the blue line. Cormier passing it to the middle. Moving in is Vincent Savoie. Cutting wide. That's Benjamin Richard, rather, going to the point. McCarthy waits and shoots. That one never got through. Another try from Cormier, was waiting right in front of the net. Another try, and he goes behind the net. Cormier, blue line, waiting, firing the shot. And that one blocked and rebounded back to the blue line. McCarthy trying a shot. That one poked away by the stick of Keeley. Richard had tried to throw that out in front. Blocked it at the blue line. One touch pass. Tried to get that one over for McCarthy. Will go down low for Cormier. Throwing that out in front. Save. Rebound going behind the net. Stopping was Benjamin Adishaw. And that one's taken away. And we move down the ice by Bab. Again, Richard banking off the boards. Trying to move his way to the middle. A good back check. Cormier is still with it. Cutting wide. The shot scores. And that's going to be Zach Cormier with his second of the game. He's going to make it 3-0 now in favor of the NB Ice, as he strips the puck from a hockey defenseman and will slide it into the bottom of the net, making it now 3-0 in favor of the NB Ice. Scott had tried to move it to the middle. Moving back with it was Sam Martin. He was quickly upended by Williams, as the Xtreme Hockey now take it back the other way. Ice take it back the other way. Just pickpocketing each other here in the neutral zone. Williams trying to work his way by Smith. Pass to the middle, and that one taken away by the backhand of Galway. Scott behind the net. Williams waiting. Privé out in front. The shot had just hit the side of the net. That one taken along the boards. Mateo Scott on it for the ice. I try to put it to the blue line. Taken away by the Xtreme Hockey. Theo Smith working up. Blows a tire at the NBA's blue line, but does still manage to clear it in. Moving back for it. After cleared, it's Haley. Haley hitting the brakes. Looks up and lays a perfect dish off to the middle. Smith taking it in. Laying a pass off over for Galway. Galway, pressure from Smith out in the corner. Smith takes it around with some blazing speed, goes up to the blue line. Haley with a drive, and that one just slid under Smith. Galway around the net, forgot the puck, and it'll be taken away by Henry Savoie. Left off, Brody Smith, trying to work his way out through his backhand. Again, blocked in at the line. Back for it is Scott. Rimmed along the boards. This one taken by Savoie. And will just exit the zone. Ice now up with speed. Vincent Savoie skating in along the ring line. The shot turned away by Flight. Rebounds right in front of him. He didn't know where the puck was. And his defenseman swinging in with speed to take it away. Now going London, going back, was tied up with Smith with some excellent defense. Skating back hard to reject him of a scoring chance. Hockey still in the zone. It's poked loose and will be rimmed down behind the net. Up against the wall. This one cleared outside the zone and sent back in by Branton. Falling down was Vincent Savoie, but here comes McCarthy quickly up with speed from the NB ice. Working fast, saved by Flay. The rebound, another stop, another try. It's sent just wide. A beautiful chance from the NB ice. Nathaniel Flight says absolutely not. Another try that goes over the cage. What, 3 or 4 great saves from Nathaniel Flight, keeping this game at 3-0. As now his team, it looks like they're about ahead to the man advantage. A little bit of a tie-up along the wall. And it's going to be 9 white. That's Sam McCarthy. That's going to take his man down illegally right at the bottom of your screen here. Right up against the boards. And again, looking just to be an accidental tie-up. Now face-off's going to go back. It'll be to the left of LeMay. Still waiting anxiously for this draw before it's won cleanly by Privé. It'll be cleared to the line, but not out. Held in by the skate of Branton. Ice going to have another try. They will just get it outside, but it'll be brought back in with speed. Trying to cut his way in was Heath. Will be cleared out to the line in between the feet of Charlie Branton. Shot in, deflected by the stick of Zach Comier, and back for the NB Ice defense. This one to be rimmed along the boards, just outside the reach. I believe that's Henri Savoie who had taken a fall. Nicholas, again, trying to clear it inside the zone. Battling up just along the ringette line. It's the Ice that prevail and bring it out, and going right back in was Kieran Manning, but just offside. Ice quickly off the faceoff when unable to clear with Savoie trying to bank it out, and that had gone off the back of an Extreme hockey player. Still a minute left on the man advantage. That puck to the side of the net. Cleared around in the corner. Pass up to the blue line, waiting. A shot made from Penny. That one just barely can get through. Keeley cutting around, juking out 2. Keeley to the middle. Nice toe drag, but just couldn't get it. A slot out in front. They score! And the beautiful pass made from the back door from Evan Keeley is going to find Darcy Cadigan. Back door, and the Extreme Hockey are going to find themselves on the board here in this one. A shot that LeMay got a solid chunk of, but just not enough to keep it in the net. Sliding from post to post. It'll be Darcy Cadigan slamming it in the net for the Extreme Hockey's first goal of this game. Ice worked their way back in with speed. Puck getting caught in the feet of Mare, will now be taken out by Keeley. Put it in the feet of Privé. He still continues with it. He'll leave that one off for Penny. Penny stepping in just offside. We have less than 5 to go in period 2. And a current 27 watching now from home. We welcome you to the first game of the East Coast Ice Battle here on a Friday morning on MST with tons of more games and action to come. Working it with speed here. Edwards coming out of nowhere. Backhander to be saved by the glove of Flight. Ice still keep it in. Backhander by Smith. Another try. This one not going to make it through. Flight's down on the ground. Still trying to hold his leg positioning. Here's a shot from the blue line. Deflected. Edwards with a try. Another save made. Another try. And it's sent over the net multiple times this game, where the ice just too close and they try to flip it over the net. Xtreme Hockey in the zone. Here, tight in the corner. Shot will go around and just miss the net. Hockey unable to keep it in. It now goes out to the middle where Sam Martin will bank it along the boards. Smith working in for the NB Ice. Tied up with Martin and now goes behind from number 87, Haley. Squirts loose out of a pile. Almost shot right back in by Theo Smith. He'll have another try, and this time we'll get it up over to Galway. Edwards and another man battling up for it. Taken in. Galway of the Xtreme Hockey will put that over to the middle. Benjamin Richard with it for the NB Ice is taken down, and we're going to have a penalty call up against Xtreme Hockey. So it'll be a 2 for a trip. And this one looks like it's going to go against Theo Smith. The Ice on a power play. Backdoor the shot. They score. And that one didn't last long. Believe that's Benjamin Richal waiting for it backdoor. It comes right to his tape. That'll be 4-1, just taking 5 seconds on the man advantage. And Benjamin Richard waits at the perfect spot, right place, right time. And that puts them up to a 4-1 lead. And after a little bit of issues with the clock, puck's dropped once more. Along the boards, will be moved in across the blue line of the NB Ice zone. We go around the net. McCarthy working out with it against the wall. Almost cleared out, just held in by Manning. It's in between the feet of Nicholas, doesn't know where it is. And again, held in. Manning working his way down, trying to toe drag around McCarthy. It's loose up along the wall before shot out to neutral ice. A clearing attempt, blocked. Privé working his way in, trying to move his way around Baranton. Xtreme Hockey trying to work their way out. A little no-look behind the back pass from Nicholas. It was just outside the reach of his teammate. Shot back, Baranton. Up against the wall right next to his bench. Trying to move his way through a couple NB Ice players. Looked to have been about 8 players on the ice at the same time. Now cleared up. Smith moving back with it. Branton. Shot along the wall and deep into the Xtreme Hockey end. Ice with possession right along the wall. As now the Hockey managed to get it out. Nicholas trying to move it in between the feet of Smith. Now trying to move that one over for Heath. It's cleared in and will now be taken by Henry Savoie of the NB Ice as we get less than 2 to go here in period 2 of this well-battled hockey game. Pass out in front from Keeley. The attempted shot, and that just slid off his stick. There was Manning trying to clear it in. Brody Smith of the NB Ice moving his way back out. What a move to get by Manning. Smith still in. And some beautiful defense being played there. I believe that's Charlie Baranton poking off the streaking Brody Smith. Xtreme Hockey trying to clear the zone. It'll be moved back towards the end of the NB ice. Here's Scott moving it to the middle. Williams taking it in and tried to split in between two Xtreme Hockey players. Pass on in front, taken away, moved back up by Babb. Puck's free in the neutral ice, taken away by Smith, and couldn't quite get past Lincoln Penny of the Xtreme Hockey. And another penalty coming up. There's a shot, rebound, another save made. And we're going to have a whistle at 38.5. Still to go in this period one. And the NB ice going back onto the man advantage for the third time this game. It's going to be Lincoln Penny just getting the stick under the feet. I believe that's White Williams drawing the call. Here's a face-off, quick win. There's a shot from Thomas Edwards that it never got through. It had been blocked somewhere out in front. Cleared to the line and out, barely past McCarthy. Skating back for it with speed is Savoie right up against the wall. Trying to work their way. It squirts right to the middle. Now the blue line. This one to be held in. A slap shot drive. Had been blocked out in front. Xtreme Hockey still with it. Keeley trying to throw them out in front. He now makes his way behind the net. NB ice quickly up with speed. Edwards on a 2-on-1 right as the buzzer sounds with Mika Privé accompanying right next to him. And that ends our second period 4-1 in favor of the NB ice. And back for our third and final period. The NBI still on a man advantage. They have just over a minute on that as it works its way back up for Smith. Moved across. Moved his way in with a nice toe drag. Here's a shot with a nice save made by Flight. And a big collision behind the net. And that's going to get NB Ice on a 5-on-3 shortly. Here's Smith working his way to the middle. Touched up. And a whistle coming up with 47 seconds left on a 5. They'll go to a 5-on-3 for 47 seconds. So it'll be a body contact call from Bennett Haley. And here's the chance. And a beautiful save made. And I don't believe we're going to get the body contact call. It was right there, about to happen. Play 5-on-3 now. for 47 seconds. Ice moving around in their own end. This one to be brought in. Here's a shot. That one's blocked in front. Sent back to the line. McCarthy waits. Skates up a little bit. He has a shot that's just sent wide. Trying to hit it out of midair and whack it in with Scott McDore. Cleared down. Babb trying to forcefully get its way out. Babb on his backhand, trying to shovel it out at the beginning of the skates, but kept in by Williams. Another try. This one barely held in, and Babb going to get it out on the second try. 5 seconds remaining on the 5-on-3 here. It's the NB Ice and the Xtreme Hockey live from the Dieppe Uniplex, the newly built arena in Dieppe. There's a shot and a nice save made. And the Xtreme Hockey are playing a 5-on-3. Penny's penalty had expired about 10 seconds ago. He realizes and quickly gets outside the penalty box. Cleared down with 45 seconds. Now still remaining on the NB Ice man advantage. Xtreme Hockey doing a great job to kill it off so far. Now it's cleared to the line. Privé up with speed with the ice. Privé on his backhand, trying to shovel it back door, and a pad save with the extension of the right pad. Is cleared away by Flight. Here again at the line, a shot deflected. Another right pad save. Ice still with it, hounding the zone, working. What a nice play from Edwards, and he scores! Goes a little between the legs, Deke, and flips it upstairs. And the NB Ice are going to make it 5-1. Here in the earlier stages of period 3, just 9.5 to go. And those goals so far, it started off 20 seconds into this hockey game from Zach Comey. Next was Louis McDonald, making it 2-0. And scoring his second of the game, Zach Cormier. There's another try that's turned away. Another one that went right to the crease. Zach Cormier of the NB Ice. Darcy Cadigan from a nice pass from Evan Keeley made it 3-1 with the Ice, with the Xtreme Hockey getting on the board. And then it was Benjamin Richard and Edwards since for the NBA. Shots on goal currently 9-4 in favor of the NBA. Trying to work his way to the middle was Edwards. Hockey going to clear it out. This one's just going to get by Henri Savoie. Working out with speed. Smith past Savoie, trying to cut his way to the middle. And that one was taken away. Now going behind the net. The Ice work their way out. And we'll just get outside the blue line with Smith. Working out with speed. It gets past Cadigan. Smith to Edwards. All alone. Off the iron again. That's 2 shots off the post so far for the NB Ice. Another try when another makes another great save made by Flight. Smith trying to move its way to the middle. Clear back, a little backhander from Smith. It'll go behind the net. Ice still with it, thrown in front, ramped off the stick of a defenseman and cleared back to the line. Shot in, this one's just going to miss. Flight. Zach Cormier looking for his hat trick. Trying to put that out. That one's blocked by Galloway and taken back by Theo Smith. Trying to work his way up past Privé. Smith trying to back skate in, and that one pickpocketed by Privé. He works his way past King. Privé still in with it. Poked loose and will go coasting in just past the blue line. Out to the middle, Cormier. With pressure incoming from Nicholas. Privé enters the zone. That's taken away. Here's Manning. Up with Nicholas. Manning walking into the zone. Going to try a shot save by LeMay as he fell down to his feet. They battle up against the wall. Cormier now taking it back the other way across the Xtreme Ice blue line, and just offside is Benjamin Richard. So elsewhere in the league in Sackville right now, the ECI Selects and the Xtreme Hockey 2018 born. The Selects are up 7-0. I believe that game is close to, if not wrapped up. The 2016 NB Ice and Xtreme Hockey currently going on at U-M. And still 0-0 for 2015 NB Ice and Xtreme Hockey on the other side at the IGA surface. Move back down for the Xtreme Hockey. It's Bab making a nice outlet pass. Maybe a potential 2-on-1 developing here. Working his way with speed. Keeley all alone. Keeley, the shot save made by LeMay. That one moved out by Smith. Won't get to exiting the line. He will ice it all the way down. This one may be going on net. That will negate the icing. And not covered. This one will be played out over for Penny. Penny waits, stops, and sees Keeley. Keeley trying to shovel it to the middle. And a little spinorama pass that's intercepted. NBA is working with it at the red line. They try to work their way back in. Trying to block with his body is Cadigan. It just is hovering around the blue line. Prive bringing it in with some pressure behind him from Keeley. Eventually shot out, banked off the wall. Keeley moving back with it for the Xtreme Hockey. Worked their way in across the blue line. No offside. They shoot, and that one's going to miss the net wide left. Edwards. Rimmed along the wall, stopped by Bab. It's in between his feet. Maybe a breakaway going the other way. Here it is, all alone, working up. Savoie waits, goes to his backhand. Denied by Flight. And shot back out, and a breakaway stoppage. Keeping this game within reach. This one's going to be cleared down by the NB Ice. And looked like it had gone for icing. They had just waved it off last second. Haley behind the net for it. Waits, shoots, bouncing puck, stomped by Smith. Smith bring it up for the Xtreme Hockey, trying to cut in. This one's blocked by Savoie. Trying to go up against the wall. Waiting to the blue line. This one's just outside the zone. Having to go back to retreat for it is the Xtreme Hockey defense. Cleared in. This one will go into the corner where it's taken by Prive. Prive going behind the net as they now make their way into the opposite corner. Going back behind the cage now as the Ice try to exit the zone. This one shut out, kept in. Here's the pass across. Waiting. Smith, the shot off the post. May have been the outside of the post, but nonetheless, still a really great chance. Xtreme Hockey blocking out in the corner was Haley, trying to move it across. Moved back out by Cormier outside the NBI zone. Back with speed. Prive waiting, cutting across, going wide. Around the net he goes, still with it on his forehand, looking out in front for an option. Waits, makes a pass, and that one just too hot to handle for Smith. This one put to the net, unable to be covered. Another try. Looked like it had been a wraparound attempt. Burchard with a try. That's a save. Flight's on the ground. And this one put out to the line. McCarthy with the shot. Blocked. And it looked like Zach Cormier had wanted his own shot. Burchard moving his way in. Unable to handle it. It's taken out by Cameron Galloway. Galloway moving up with speed, past the blue line, past the red line into the zone. Galloway cutting in, waits, tries to go over to the blue line. This one sent too far. This one taken out. Richard trying to move his way in, knows he's offside. And that'll cause a whistle here at 2:43 of this third period. On a Saturday morning here at the Uniplex, just getting this tournament started off. A very anticipated tournament held by East Coast Ice. Games being held all across Greater Moncton, even as far as Sackville. Currently a game at 7:45 start time. That one's just wrapping up soon. That one in between the feet of Henri Savoie. Going around the net, trying to pass it out. Loose puck taken away. Here's having a shot, and just missing the net was Nicholas. Ice still in their own zone, looking to clear. This one barely held in, trying to speed out was Mallet. Here's another clearing attempt, and Williams tried to make a pass, and it just fanned on it. They went back with speed. Mallet coasted into the zone, waiting, turnaround shot, and that one missed wide of the net. Almost bounced right back out in front. Less than 2 to go. Moved back for Savoie. Henri Savoie waiting, going across. Mallet. Banked back in by Nicholas, trying to move by Mallet. Diving along the ground, moving back in. Keeley with the shot, saved, rebounds right in the crease. Another try, and it goes just wide of the net. What a chance for the Xtreme Hockey. Less than a minute 15 still to go in this hockey game. And the scoreboard not reflecting how this game was played. Two very evenly matched teams. Keeley faking the shot, moving his way into the corner. Sent out in front, into the slot, another try. And that one taken away. Potential 3-on-1 go back the other way. And a great defensive play made by Manning. But the Ice still find the puck in the neutral end and will make their way back. Edwards, that one's taken away. And a big collision along the wall. That's going to be a penalty for the NB Ice. Delayed penalty, touched up by McCarthy. So the Xtreme Hockey will head back to the man advantage. And it's Thomas Edwards that'll be heading to the sin bin here in these last 40 seconds. Face-off won by the Xtreme Hockey. Keeley working his way, and he had a beautiful assist from that location on the first goal. Set to the blue line. Waiting to shoot his Bab. High and just wide of the net. They crash and bang up right near the boards. Move back behind the net, McCarthy. Less than 10 seconds left. He'll fail to clear. Bab on his backhand. Strung to find it in his feet. And that'll end our first game. And make your final score. NB Ice 5, Xtreme Hockey 1 from the 2017 Thorns. And a great game played by both teams. Xtreme Hockey applying tons of pressure and some good forecheck, just couldn't bury their chances. And our next game here on the channel, stay tuned, 10:30. The East Coast Ice selects and the Riptide to be played here on MST at 10:30. We hope to see you there. Thank you for tuning in.
Okay. Henry, big win. How are you feeling?
Good.
All right. What did you think you did well to earn player of the game?
Pass. Yeah.
All right. What do you think your team needs to do to win gold at this tournament?
Play hard and score some goals.
All right. Thanks for your time. Congratulations.